We are live, brother.
Hey, what's up, Charles?
Nothing much, brother. How you feeling today, man? Hello,
Hey,
everybody.
aloha, everybody. I'm feeling really good, bro. Um, I mean, it's like it's really weird because normally, yeah, I was thinking today. This is the first time in 18 years that I haven't been involved in any election. Yeah, I haven't been on a ballot for 18 years, and by now, normally, I I would be nervous. This. I don't care how many times you're a candidate, but stressing out. Typically, we'd be at a location with a party going with music and lay and food and drink and right now it's Patsy and I at home kicking back with Charlie. And just waiting for the results. There's a bunch of nervous and excited people right now in the state of Hawaii, man. I gotta tell you, uh, a lot of nervous people. Some people are gonna win tonight. Some people are not, and that's the nature of the beast. That's just the nature of the beast.
Yes. Well, aloha, everyone. Hope you're having a blessed Saturday here in Hawaii. It's election night, primary election 2020. There's some pretty definitive rules that have been set up, but correct me if I'm wrong, brother Mel. We have two positions, especially for Kauai, Senate District 8. That's I believe that's Ron Kochi, right? And he running unopposed, and also prosecutor's office, Justin Kohler ran unopposed.
Yeah, yeah. If you look at the screen, this is our Kauai results page, which we'll be using this tonight to show you the official results as they come in live. And as you can see, we have our mainland representatives in Congress and all of that, blah, blah, blah. Like you say, Senator Kochi is running unopposed, so he will automatically move on to the general. And with one vote, he will be our returning state senator. Nadine Nakamura and Steve Moniz, they both will move on to the general election as well. So tonight is a practice run for them. We've had both of them on the show, so you've got a chance to meet them and hear their views and their platform. So for all of our House races, Nadine Nakamura and Steve Moniz for District 14, Jimmy Tokioka and Steve Yoder in District 15, and D. Morikawa and D. Anamo Dez will be all moving on to the general election because they are it's a partisan race for the state races. So although they have a primary, one vote gets them into the general where they will battle each other. Um, we have the OHA races as well, and it's really weird because we vote for everybody in OHA, and even if you're not Hawaiian. So I know a lot of people called me up for advice, and I gotta be honest, a lot of these people I do not know. So we do have our Kauai resident trustee, Dan Ahuna, and he does have a race tonight. Brittany Perez and Kamealoha Smith. So that one will be one that we will be watching tonight. And of course, prosecuting attorney unopposed. So with one vote, he will move on. And in fact, if he wins in a primary, I believe he automatically wins the election. Same with our senator. And then county council.
Yes.
14 of them will move on to the general. So I believe we have 21 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 14 will move on. The top 14 will move on to the general. And 7 of them will not go on, obviously. And that's what we'll be watching tonight. So it'll be an interesting night. Like I said, a lot of, especially our council candidates. You have two vacancies. 5 incumbents are running. Ross Kagawa has reached his term limit, so he's not on the ballot. Arthur Bruin is not on the ballot. So we have 2 openings, 21 candidates running for 7 seats. So that one will be an interesting one. And I got to tell you, I know the feeling, man. It's it's stressful right now for them. On Oahu, we have the races we'll be watching tonight. Obviously, is the mayor's race and the prosecuting attorney's race as well. It's the same story over there. The top two for the mayor's race will move on to the general, as will the prosecuting attorney. Top two. The mayor's race, Charlie. I mean, if you've been watching the news, it's kind of interesting. It was kind of interesting. Amamiya had the lead early on, and now they're saying it's down to Blangiardi and Hanabusa and Amamiya. So, we have a record number of ballots this year. Record number of ballots. In fact, according to the elections office, and I only got the numbers. I'm still waiting the numbers for Kauai, but on Oahu, as of last night, out of 795,000 registered voters, 248,000 ballots were received last night, as of last night. And compared to 4 years ago, the last mayoral election, where they had only 169,000. So it's a huge, huge increase. I know Kauai, last I talked to the elections boss, we had over 19,000 ballots in, again, breaking every primary election record. So that could mean a couple of things. It could mean a whole toss up in all the elections. A whole bunch of new voters have turned out.
Yes.
And it could be just the fact that COVID has kept a lot of people home and forced to watch TV and learn about candidates. So we're going to see. I'm excited, man. I really am. It's fun to be on this side of the wall. If you move to Maui, there's, unless you know someone from Maui or you're from Maui, there's the council races, again, nonpartisan races as well. And they do have some challenges in the District 5 Senate race. Incumbent Gil Keith Agaran is being challenged by Kauai's own, originally from Kauai, Christy Kajiwara Guzman. So that's one we'll be watching as well. Lynn DeCoit will be challenging Walter Riddy. That is a primary. Both are Democrats, so only one of them will move on. So that is a race there as well. And that one will be interesting to watch. Everybody knows Walter Riddy, and of course, Lynn, a good friend, was on our show a couple of times. A lot of these guys are people that we know. Then, of course, the Big Island, as we move on to the Big Island, the big race on the Big Island is the mayor's race. Same thing, nonpartisan race. Two of these guys will move on to the general. I think the talk that I'm hearing, Mitch Roth, Harry Kim, obviously the incumbent, Stacey Higa, all names that are popping up as front runners. So we'll see how that one goes as well. But our focus
Well,
will be on Kauai. Our focus will be on Kauai because we're from Kauai, and we will have spontaneous visits by different candidates. We've sent out the invitation to everybody, asking them to come on and chime in. Let us know how they feel. How's the campaign? What's the challenges with COVID? So,
yep.
are you excited, Charles? I know you guys are active in politics, man. You guys, every election, you guys are busy, busy, busy. Is it any different this year?
Well, I think the difference this year is the fact that there's not that many campaign headquarters that we would be anticipating going to, sitting down with all the workers and everyone, the campaign committees, and watching a big screen and watching the whole thing unfold that way. So I think the dynamics this time is everybody's just staying home, being very very comfortable, and just waiting to see, just waiting to see because this is the first time we're doing a mail-in ballot. Um, and I guess in the beginning, Kauai was supposed to be the only one as a trial run, my understanding, but they decided to go to the entire state. There is one race that we're keeping an eye on, and that is for the U.S. Representative District 2. That's a hotly contested race. It was occupied, or it is occupied as of right now, by Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard, and she has elected not to run. And so then a formidable candidate, the senator from the Big Island, Kai Kahele, decided to announce very early on, very, very early on. So, it'll be very interesting to see. It'll be very, very interesting to see what unfolds tonight because in the Democratic race, you have four contenders: Brian Evans, Noel Famera, and Brenda Machado Lee, and Kai Kahele. Then in a nonpartisan is Ron Burris and Byron Horston. And then as you go down, you've got all these other names that I've never heard of before. But hey, you know, that's one thing about elections, it's unpredictable. So if you did your homework and you did everything by the numbers and got your name out there to be recognized and you have been able to talk to the constituents in your areas, then chances will look good for you. That's I guess that's how it goes. But yes, your original question, Mel, is Mrs. Iona and I get to spend the night home. She will be watching on prompter one. I will be on prompt two, and she will be doing a live herself. She will be on CNN and news news agents. No, no, I'm only kidding. She's gonna be watching her Lifetime channel and her Hallmark channel because it's a lot of Christmas stuff is being played now, and she's a happy camper when she watches that. So I'll be with you, brother Mel.
Right on. I did want to go back to the U.S. Representative Congress District 2 in the Republican Party. There is one candidate from Kauai, David Hammond
Yep.
from Integrity Lock and Key. So he's our Kauai candidate vying
Yes.
for that office. District 2 does encompass Kauai. I haven't heard much from anyone really on TV or anything. I've heard a lot of commercials of Kai, and Kai has been in the news simply because of his position and so and he's in the legislature right now. He's a senator, so that's going to be interesting. That there will be a race that's I'm assuming he's the front runner. I haven't seen any polls or anything, but just from what I'm hearing. But you never know. I got to tell you, man, elections, you just never know. Surprises all the time. So we are going to see how this pans out. Now, I'm told that how many ballots
Uh,
sent out per Kauai? I don't have that number, Peggy. I sent in a request. I'm trying to get that information before we move on, but
brother, Mrs.
fortunately, everybody's
Iona,
busy.
Mrs. Iona had surprised me. I thought she was in the bedroom watching her Hallmark, but she says, "No, I'm not. I'm glued to the elections." So there you go. Another fumble. As most of you know, I fumbled earlier today. I got another fumble, and yes, she's watching the elections now.
I think everybody's watching the elections tonight, man. I know it's kind of exciting. COVID has taken up so much of everybody's brain cells and energy, and this is something completely different, and it's going to be good. It's going to be fun. It's going to be good for everyone. Like I said, on our local council race, 14 will move on, and there's going to be 7 that won't. And I know how that feels, Charlie. At my first race back in 1998, uh, I ran with a pretty good feeling that I couldn't win. I ran because I was pissed off. And I'll never forget the primary election night. We made it to the primary. I was happy. I was just, you know what? I just cannot wait till it's over because I thought it would have been over after the primary night. But no, we came number 7 in the damn primary and then decided, holy moly, we can actually win this thing. And then worked really hard going into the general. And in the general, I dropped to number 8. So I didn't get in. That was back in 98. So I know how these guys are feeling. And, for me, and Patsy will tell you, because I've lost 3 elections so far. The next day, man, you just pick up and you move on, regardless of the outcome. Obviously, if you win, you got a whole other election to campaign for. But if you're not successful in the first in the primary, you wake up the next day and you go back to your business, and you cannot let this stuff bother you. If you cannot handle that, then you really should not be in politics because that's just the name of the game. Somebody wins and somebody loses. But so we'll see what happens tonight. We'll see what happens tonight. Like I said, we did invite a bunch of people to come on, and we have our first council candidate coming on tonight. We put this out on Facebook. We let everybody know in any race, any island, wherever you wanted, you want to come up and talk story. We want to hear about what you're doing tonight. and what you we're not hearing. I don't care about platforms. I don't care about what you're gonna do for the world. We just want to know how was the campaign, and we're gonna bring Addison Bulasan in, Dr. Addison Bulasan.
Hey, 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 what is up, Mel and Charlie?
Look at
Woo!
this guy. He doesn't look like no first time candidate. Look at him. He's like all excited and what's up, AB? What's up, man? How are you feeling right now, buddy?
Holy moly, you don't even know. I mean, you know, actually, you do know. You do know. I woke up at 3:30 in the morning and I couldn't go back to sleep. I just so much energy surging inside of me. And just it's just one of those things if you played sports or whatever, like if you've ever been to like a finals or like the ending of a game and you get that feeling of like excitement but you scared, all the emotions, right? That's what's going on right now for me. I'm like excited, I'm super pumped, but at the same time I'm scared. Like I just want to turn everything off, don't talk to me. But at the same time I'm like, no man, this is really exciting. In the sense that it's there's a lot on the line. I mean, it's the primaries. I'm hoping I get in the top 14, but there is a lot of work to be done, and so I'm pumped. I'm super excited. Thanks for having me on.
Well, Addison, I first would like to say good luck. I know it's your enthusiasm. It's contagious, boy. It's very contagious. So I'm happy for you. But I think you said it best when you came on the last time that if someone has a dream and they feel that they can contribute, then go for it. And I think you stepped up to the calling, and I grateful. But tonight's a true testament of how well your message has been received, and it will
Yeah.
be up to the people of Kauai to decide. And if everything goes well for you, it'll you'll be fortunate to move on. So that's why I say good luck to you, my friend, and thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks for coming on, man. You've been involved in campaigns before, not your own, but you've been involved in other campaigns, so you know what it was like pre-COVID. You know the work involved. You know the house to house. You know all of that stuff that every single candidate in the history of this island had to do. This year, completely different. Completely different. And what was the biggest difference in your mind between your traditional campaigning and this pandemic campaigning? What was the biggest thing that you noticed?
Yeah, the biggest difference is back in the day, is what I've been saying. Back in the day, as in before COVID, back in the day, there was community events. There are things that you could just show up and be present with people, connect, create relationships, and start working on things together in your campaign. This time, nothing, right? I mean, unless you jump in on Mel and Charlie show every night, you know who you talking to, like who can you actually connect with, unless you're off, I mean, my office is open, but I'm like half capacity. It's not like I see like 3,000 people a day. So the biggest difference is that, I mean, it's really tough to get your message out right now, and it's really tough to talk with everyone and see what their thoughts are about the things that we need to fix or things that we need to work on. And so collaboration is really hard. And then in general, organizing as a campaign. I mean, our team, all we do is Zoom. It's like I Zoom every night and almost two times a day, just based on meetings with everything else. So the biggest difference is just connecting with people. And so I feel super grateful for this platform, for you've been doing this for a while now, and that social media has been able to bring people together in this time of social distancing. I mean, that's what I've been focusing on and trying to set up these Zooms and showing up at these meetings that go online, and that's all I've been doing. But it's this world now. Like I basically live in my office on this microphone and this camera now.
Yeah, that's outstanding. That's outstanding, Mel. He's got a You've got a setup there that um, You know, if you had a deeper voice and longer hair, I would swear you was Wolfman Jack.
Yeah,
Good.
I I was talking earlier, telling Charlie, typically election night, man, is just parties everywhere.
Yes.
Every candidate has a headquarters or a garage or a neighborhood center or wherever, and it's just a lot of festivities and a lot of celebration, um, and that's missing. And I know some are probably having some small dinners at their homes, but that big part is missing. And we still got one more election after this, so it's just a different time. And the one thing good though, I'm actually kind of disappointed that I haven't seen more of it, is more candidates using social media, connecting with constituents. I thought this would really force people to learn it if they don't know it and use it, because what I would love to see is the use of these types of social media, or these types of internet connections, or Zoom or whatever you want, virtual meetings throughout the year. So, candidates or incumbents or council members or mayors or whatever, and Kauai's done a good job. The mayor's done a good job as far as reaching out to the people. But I want to see more of that from more of the different offices, where people can sit at home and get to hear directly from their representatives, their legislators, and so forth. And I'm hoping that as this process goes on, that will become more evident across the state, just so we can connect, because we don't have that, the coffee hours or the fundraiser, none of that. So this is really the only way. This is really the only way.
I agree, and I was trying. I've been trying. So we do the live with the Rice Street Business Association page every night from 6 to 8 p.m. Obviously, I don't talk about politics or anything like that because we're solely focused on helping musicians and local businesses. But then I do a Zoom every Wednesdays at 8 o'clock. It's open to the community. And then every other night I'm on a call with either with the campaign or a family that wanted to talk story. But I agree that COVID kind of pushed the envelope on innovation in connection. For a long time, we kind of put down Facebook, put down, Zoom, because we wanted people to get off of the screen, right? Because you didn't want to be on the screen when you could be in person. But now we can't be in person, so you gotta be on the screen because this is the only connection. Like, I haven't seen Mel and Charlie in real life in 6 months. Like real, like I have not seen you in person. Oh, maybe longer actually.
It's
You
been a
know,
while, man. It's been a while.
I mean, like only phone call, but that's a phone call, and a text and like this. But after we've done it so much times, I actually do feel connected with you guys. I don't feel like I've lost that. I mean, I would love to shake your hand, give you a hug. That would top it all off because that's real life. But I feel connected with you guys through this medium because you guys have been doing this for so long. I feel comfortable with you. Like we're sitting in the same room and we're talking story. And that's what I think you brought to Kauai, you and the mayor, and some of the folks that really jumped on to the platform and connected with people, is that you're allowed us to be okay with this type of connection and then embrace it, because psychologically, mentally, and emotionally, if we're not connected in a way with our people, with each other, we do go crazy. I mean, it's not healthy. And so I mean, I swear, I get a little bit stir crazy, and then I just turn on the Mill and Charlie show, and I feel like I'm just hanging out with you guys.
Well,
I know.
Addison, we're gonna cut you loose because we got some others waiting on. But please come back on later tonight after the printout. We want to hear from as many of you as we can as the night rolls on. So keep that Zoom number or that link, and please come on back a little later on tonight.
We'll do. Thank you guys.
Okay, my man. Take care, bro. Next up, Jimmy Tokioka. Jimmy does have a race. Not a primary election race, but he does have a race in the general. So, how you doing, Representative Tokioka?
He's hooking up to audio. There he is. Hey, Jimmy.
Charlie, Mel, how's it?
How you doing, man? How's no butterflies tonight because you really don't have a race tonight. But how you feeling, buddy?
I'm feeling good, but it's just a different campaign. I mean, Mel, you were in office for a long time, and I've never experienced a situation like this. Not having a party because you don't want to be that guy that And I don't know. I've never not had a primary or general election party, but this is not the time to be partying. Although I'm sure for a lot of the candidates, their first time, they're going to be celebrating, but it's just awkward with everything that's happened with COVID. And, we want to make sure that everybody is safe on Kauai, and, celebrating election is not as important as keeping everybody safe. So I did have a party plan, but we canceled it in lieu of being, in abundance of caution and safety.
Well, I mean, we're going to stay away from COVID tonight, but, the numbers are concerning and alarming. So I appreciate all of you that are taking that extra safety precautions and not having a party. I really appreciate that. But yeah, we're trying to get with all the candidates, whoever wants to come on. And we got Ron Cochion, we got Ms. Debs, we got Kurt Favela in the waiting room. But exactly what you talked about, man. It's a different type of campaign, and you're moving on, and then you do it all over again for another month or so for the general election, or a couple months. And excited about that. You don't look too excited, man.
I'm listening intently to the words that you're saying, so I can select the words that I use. But no, I'm excited. But I've been in elected office for 24 years now, and you can tell by the lack of hair on my head.
Yeah. And, no, I know, man.
It's a humbling time. It's a humbling experience when you go through this, and you never know, Mel. You've been through races, close races. You've been through all kinds of races. You never know what's going to happen.
I've lost a hell of a lot more than you have.
Not about you win or lose, Mel. It's just you got to play the game. But in the situation right now is you want to make sure that the work that you've done gets rewarded with having minimal votes.
Sorry?
Well, Ron was on the screen, so I don't know.
Yeah, no, I brought Ron on. I didn't think you would mind if I brought on Ron.
Oh yeah, sure. Bring everybody on. That's fine.
But they had a.
You can mute us.
Echo. So I muted Ron because when he came out, we had a. Yeah, you hear that echo?
Now?
Oh. What the heck is that?
I'm just using my phone this time. Well, you should mute me. I don't want to interrupt Jimmy.
It's I'm echoing.
Uh-oh.
Charlie, take over, Charlie.
Yeah, okay, yeah. The system is echoing, Mel. Mel. The system, you got to unmute, Mel. You got to unmute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're okay now.
Yeah, we're okay now.
I think it's Ron. Hang on. Let me try and unmute him again. Try? Yeah, it's Ron. I'm gonna put Ron. I'm gonna you can come back on.
Okay.
See, yeah. Investigators, we narrow them down and we catch them.
But Jimmy,
I'm gonna bring on Kurt Favela because I just feel like we want to hear from Kurt Favela as well. Jimmy said, "Bring them all on," so we're bringing them all on.
Bring them on.
What's up, Senator?
He's connecting.
So Jimmy, what were you saying, Jimmy? I'm sorry.
No, no, no. It's just you never know. You never know until you see the numbers. And for a race like this, when you're running unopposed for whatever party you're in, you want to make sure you get as minimal blank votes as possible. But as you know, when you make choices and you make votes, sometimes some votes you make last a lifetime with some people, and hopefully you try to regain their confidence in you and not let it be about one vote. But that's all part of what we do with elections. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen. There's some races out there that I'm excited to see. Who's going to win. We got 2 new council members that have an opportunity to get elected, or maybe more. But there's 2 vacant seats, so it's good to see how the new candidates are going to respond. So it's exciting.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting night. We're excited. It's like for the Kauai Council race, Jim was talking. Get 21 people running. Basically, 14 will move on. Seven will not, and that's just the nature of this beast that we call politics. So I just hope they can wake up in the morning and move on, win or lose. That's just how this thing works.
Yeah.
So. Senator Favela.
Good evening. Good evening. Aloha. How's everything going?
Right on. Thanks for joining us, man. Yeah, we're just having a potpourri of candidates tonight, and you have a race. You don't. You're automatic, right? You're moving on after tonight, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I don't have a primary going to the general.
Well, we're asking everybody, and Jimmy, feel free to chime in as well. We're asking everybody the difference. You guys both campaign prior to COVID, and now it's a whole different animal. Senator, what was the biggest difference how did you overcome that inability to have the fundraisers and the coffee hours?
Well, a lot of phone calls and just grassroots. I mean, basically just going out when you could go out and making sure that you meet with people that is comfortable talking to you with the mask and try to keep the distance and stuff. But the fundraising part, I think, is the hardest part. Trying to organize, coffee talks or even fundraisers. It was really difficult this time because, we started sign waving back in, January time in the morning. And then all of a sudden, even if you go out there sign waving by yourself, people took it upon it being really disrespectful. So we decided as a team not to go out there in the time of pandemic and try to sign wave. And the best thing about this time for me being the incumbent, my name is still out there, and the community sees me out there on a daily basis. And through the time that I got elected until now, they still see me in the community. I'm not a candidate that only pops up during election time, shake hands and kiss babies. I was in the trenches from the beginning of my election and winning this and being blessed to be the senator till now. I'm still in the trenches doing my thing with the community. So I kept involved. But like I said, the difference would be fundraising, sign waving, and just meeting people. Because I like to have my town hall and meetings and just listening to the communities and the concerns. But that was just the difficult part. Very different. They're very different when I ran for representative a few times before. The daily sign waving, the daily walking, every day house to house. So this was very different, and it was very trying.
Awesome. Jimmy, you got to commute, for your job as a representative that has to be on Oahu and during that whole travel, quarantining and just getting to Kauai and with your constituents back to the legislature. It's a pain in the okole during this time.
Yeah, it was scary in the beginning, but what I found out, and for some of us who do travel during this time, is that the airport is safe because there's hardly, for a long time there's hardly anybody there. And now on Fridays and Mondays the flights are a little more crowded on Hawaiian, but you feel safe because they've spread out the flights like an hour and a half, so there's not that many people in the airport. They screen you before you go in. I never felt unsafe going through the airport. They've done in my opinion, they've done a great job screening people. So after Tuesday, when the shutdown comes back down again for inter-island travel, there's going to be way less people again at the airport. So we hope that shutdown can bring the counts down on Oahu. There was, a big count load today of positive cases. I've heard the director of health say that in the middle of August, their prediction is up to 500 a day on Oahu, and that's frightening. That's very, very frightening. So, we need to tell our friends on Oahu that they got to be very, very cautious so we can bring those numbers down again.
Yeah, and this is going to be a topic that's going to be around, going to be active next week. We do want to get some of you guys from the legislature on. Senator, we got a bunch of people binging in now to come on. So, did the numbers come in? Hang on.
Yep, numbers.
Numbers are in. Hang on, guys. We're going to go and share this screen right now.
The mayor's race. Honolulu's mayor's race. Wow. Right now it's Blangiardi, 63,056. Keith Amamiya, 50,784. Colleen Hanabusa, 45,000 something. I missed out.
Right here.
Yep.
Rick Blangiardi, 63,056, 25.6%. Amamiya, 50,784, 20.6%. And Hanabusa at 45,666 at 18.5%.
Okay, Mitch.
I do want to get back. I want to get back to our council because that's Mason Chalk. Mason Chalk is in number one, 11,271. Close behind is Luke Evslin, 11,138. Arrow Kanashiro, 10,783. Bernard Cavallo, 10,381. Kipukai is in fifth place, 8,872. Felicia is in sixth place, 7,920. Billy DeCosta is in 6,720. Jade Wali Ali Batad, Addison Bulasan, Ed Justice, Wally Nishimura, Richard Fukushima, Shirley Sibre Madaris, Mike Danduran, Victoria Franks, Naomi Taniguchi, Jackie Nelson, Donovan Kabibi, Clint Yago, Deborah Lynn De Silva Cavero, and Rory Parker. So that is where we're at on the Kauai County Council race. So interesting. Former Mayor Cavallo is back in the game. And I know you guys want to see in the State House race, well, Ron Kochi, of course, at 12,144. Nadine Nakamura, 3672. Her opponent, Steve Moniz, 396. Jimmy Tokioka, 4235, 72.9%. And Steve Yoder is there with 557. D. Morikawa with 72% of the vote. And Anamo Dez with 319. That is where we at. And then the Danahuna, we were looking at the Kauai resident trustee, 67, 72, 32.7%. So interesting. On the Big Island prosecuting, Steve Alm, 35% of the vote, 88,352. And Megan Cow trailing with 51,324. The other race was the Maui, the Big Island Mayor, which was the other contested race. Mitch Roth, 31.6%. Ikaika Marzo with 12,557 for 20.7%. Harry Kim in third place with 15.6%. So Mitch Roth right now, and that's a pretty significant lead. Mitch Roth and Ikaika Marzo looks like we'll be moving on. We do have, this is the first printout. Let's see. Hang on real quick. Since Favela is on here, where is Favela? Favela. Oh, where are you, Kurt? What? Who? I cannot see who's on the screen. What
District
do you guys
19 will
thought?
be.
Where are you?
District 19.
Oh, 19. Oh my God, I was way off. There you go. Kurt Favela, 85.8% of the vote, 3656. Congratulations, man. That's a lot. 85.8% is, geez. Good job, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations. Who else is on here? Oh, Jimmy, what's your thoughts, Jimmy?
Well, I was looking at one of our good friends, both you and me and Charlie. Lindy Coit's race is a close race, but she's prevailing right now. 27-17 to 26-13. So she's up by 104 votes. I wanted to see that number a little bigger, but you know, Lynn's a good friend. I think that's the closest house race that I've seen. Everything else looks good.
All right.
In the house race, Mel, in the house race for Kauai, what's shocking to me is that the Republican Party candidates, there's more blank votes than votes. I'm just looking at facts.
Oh, wow.
You see that?
So we have a couple of people here. Hang on, in the waiting room. Kurt, how you feel, man? 85% of the vote.
It's just about working hard in the community, and you know, we needed somebody since back when, you know, growing up in the community, especially graduating from Campbell High School. You know, not hearing about our issues, yeah, living it. You know, I lived here at Sugarcane. I see everything. I was ready for this 30 years ago. I finally got my chance, and you know, I just thank the community of Eva Beach for giving me this chance to step up and really represent the community. And you know, like I said, I mean, it's just something that is very hard work. And there's my good friend over there, Kochi. How
Hi,
you doing,
Kurt.
brother? How you doing,
Very
brother?
good.
All right. You know, I mean, guys like him and other senators out there that was willing to teach and you know, and share the knowledge to make me as be effective for my community and my state, and I appreciate that.
All right. Hey, Senate President is on. I also brought in Representative Val Okimoto, District 36. Val, how you doing, Val?
Hey, good. How are you? Shucks, let me get out of my. Am I echoing? Are you okay?
Yeah,
I'm in the dark. I'm sorry. I was walking indoors until right before I called in. So, let me see if you can see me.
The first printout is in for District 36. 1,803 votes, 84.5% of the votes. You as well have no opponents, so you will be moving on to the general election.
Okay, good. Yeah, my elections are marathons, definitely. I have to do the marathon races for my elections.
Yeah, I think all of you on here, except for the Senate President, has a marathon.
I think so. Yeah, we all have to go to the general.
Can you imagine the day that you get to show up for your election and you have absolutely no opponent? That doesn't happen very often.
Never on my side, that's for sure. Yeah. Congratulations though to those who, I heard Favela had a good turnout. And hi, Senate President and Jimmy.
Hi, Val.
Hi, Val.
Hi.
So Ron, how's your campaign been, Ron?
Well, you know, I've got an incredible amount of time in the 6 and 10 o'clock news, press conferences, not the way I would have wanted to have been able to get the FaceTime I did, but everybody really stepped up their social media game. And as I was sharing on FM 97 a little earlier, if you really want to campaign, you got to get on the Mel and Charlie show on Kauai. The viewership is high. The guests have been very interesting and diverse. And, there's a lot of different techniques we've all learned. I didn't know about Zoom and Teams and GoToMeetings, webinars before, we got shut down. And certainly there are low-cost ways to communicate. And then, unlike anybody else here, I was in the 1992 election for 8 days before the primary election. Hurricane Iniki hit, and there was very little that you could do on Kauai with the devastation that occurred. So at least I had some idea of what to expect.
Val, I know you were out walking a lot. We trying to get from all the candidates on here, what was the difference between a COVID campaign and a pre-COVID campaign? You still,
Yeah,
you did a lot of walking.
I did. 2 years ago when I ran for office the first time, can you hear me? That was my strategy, was to make sure that I get to every door. This year, so I knocked on every door more than once last time. This time, because of COVID, we were in session longer, and I try to be respectful, so I don't actually knock. But I wanted to let the people know that I'm still here, because my race is highly contested. So I've been working hard, and so going door to door for me has always been important, because that's how I keep connected with the community, and that's pretty much what I am. I'm a community representative. So for the most part, the response has been good, which is nice. But I social distance, I wear my mask, I hand sanitize, and do my best to make sure I respect their health and their privacy, but also make sure that they know I'm around. But that's why I haven't been able to be on. I actually walked. So you see me, I'm still in my car. I just finished a few minutes ago. I walked till dark most times.
Well, take some time off before the general, all of you, except you, Coach. You can take time off from a couple months ago, man. Jeez.
With everything that's been on my plate, to have this as the first time to be on a post has been a blessing, so that I've been able to put my full energy into dealing with the COVID-19 response. I think, as an old dog who's through, I'm not going to take a lot of the time tonight. I think the voters would like to get to see some of the newer candidates and those that are going to be in the general election. So I really have only two things I wanted to share with you and your viewers. And that's simply that back at the end of April, we were concerned seeing that California state colleges already decided to go 100% distance in the fall. And we weren't seeing any kind of numbers about data being produced by the superintendent and the DOE to tell us about how many students had devices, where were the holes in internet connectivity. And then everything in the DOE was designed for in-person instruction. And so nobody was prepared to be 100% distance. And it's the fault of nobody. That's not the system we had. But if we're going to be 100% distance when we started the next school year, we needed to provide training to teachers so that they would be better. And the right platforms, the devices, and the connectivity. The Kauai School District did a fantastic job in getting the information we needed. We were able to write for the grants, raise $500,000 just about, and one series of training has been done already for teachers to be trainers in their schools. We've gotten hotspots, we've gotten devices. We were ahead of the curve of everybody ordering later. And, I think that Kauai will be hopefully in a little better position. And distance learning is challenging for all of the other things that you learn when you're in the classroom to interact with your teacher and your peers. But we need to have it done safely. And I want to say I really support the mayor's comments yesterday. I don't understand how a statewide school system has set up two different ways that we're going to reopen. they are all under one union. And one of the most important things, especially representing a small rural district like Kauai, is to ensure that every child, whether you're from Kekaha, you're in Hawaii Kai, you're in Hilo, you're all going to get a good quality education. And after addressing the health issues, which are at the top of the list for everybody involved, whether it's students, teachers, administrators, the custodial staff. But the other thing is, are we now going to be able to get two different types of education platforms, one for Oahu, one for the neighbor islands? And I'm incredibly concerned that, Kauai being a small island, we could get shortchanged. And our children shouldn't have anything less than everybody else has. And so I'm glad we got that program underway. And I've been asked a lot, what is the sacrifice that you've made? Well, we've all made personal sacrifices. I spent 67 days working at the state capitol while my wife was home on Kauai. And, we had to communicate through FaceTime and phone calls, house party, and things like that. But I'd committed to my staff. I would be there if they were essential workers and needed to report as the boss. I'd be there. For this educational program, my wife and I personally donated $15,000 out of our personal funds, not out of the campaign. That equates to about 20% of my salary as Senate President to help the students here on Kauai and the teachers. So I just wanted to really say I'm 100% with the mayor that I believe if it should be distance for Oahu, statewide, we should all be in distance learning. Kauai, Maui, or the Big Island has not asked to be treated differently, but simply with the same rules and the same consideration for the health of everyone involved. And then the second and most important thing, thank you so much for the support of the voters. And I've been running in elections since 1982. It's certainly been an honor and a privilege to be able to serve. And in watching the earlier comments, Mel, I just want to thank you for not running against me. There were people that said, how come this guy's unopposed? Mel would make a great candidate. So let me just say from the bottom of my heart, thank you for doing the Mel and Charlie show. Thank you for not running against me in this election. And then we'll see what 2 years brings.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you very much. And thank you for all what you guys are doing up there at the legislature. We do have a bunch of the council candidates I want to bring in, but Senator Kurt, any closing comments before we bring on our
people? Everybody can, continue to just be involved no matter what happens in the primary. We're having some record numbers coming in for the primary, but still stay engaged, very much engaged, and get out there and vote in the general. Just because your candidate or the person did not win, or the person that you wanted to win didn't win, doesn't mean that you should get disengaged. Keep going out there and just vote. Everybody should go out there, vote, and participate. And I just want to thank Senator Ron Kochi, our president, for putting this special committee together with the rest of the senators, because a lot of stuff that is happening and that we know, like how he said, everybody should be treated fairly. I don't understand why Oahu would be different than any of the neighbor islands. Education is education, and everybody should have the opportunity and the means to have the right education, no matter what part of the island or what part of the state of Hawaii you are. So, going my closing remarks, I would just say, thank everybody in Ever Beach. Continue to go out there, be plugged in. Thank you for your support, and thank you for letting me be on you guys' show. Mel, you guys, unbelievable. Thank you guys for having me on you guys' show. Appreciate it.
Well, we got you next week, I hope, man. We're going to talk COVID next week, but congratulations for tonight, and work hard through the general, my friend.
Thank you, guys. Take care. God bless. Aloha.
Val.
Hey. Am I on again?
Yeah, you're on. What?
Thank you.
anything, any words for your supporters and even for those that never vote for you? Any words for anybody?
Well, I wanna thank you guys first of all, always for having this platform for us to come on. I know that even though I haven't been on, I've been able to watch and see the things that you've been doing. So grateful for that opportunity that you give to us to have us give our voices. This is just my second election, my first re-election, and I do want to thank those people who register and actually vote. And I always tell people, whether of course I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't feel like I was the best candidate to be representing my district. But I always ask people that even if you choose to not vote for me, to make your vote count, because definitely we are people's representatives, and that's what I think is the most important. I want to thank those who have voted for me, and I'm hoping that again, because my race is a marathon, it's a highly contested race, that the voters will recognize what I've been doing for the community and what I will continue to do. It's always been about my island roots, me being grounded here and representing not just Mililani, but you guys know and Jimmy knows that I care about the neighbor islands too, because I come from the neighbor islands and I have family there. So my heart is not far from the outer island district. But to me, Hawaii is a special place because this is the only home I've ever had, and I want to continue representing. So I'll just ask the voters to continue to be engaged, be informed, really look at the candidates that are running and what the platforms are. I will always continue to listen. That's why you see me walking every day that I can. I'll be out there walking because to me it's always been important to stay grounded in the community that we're representing, and that's where I come from, and that's what I'm going to be doing. And hopefully, as the campaign goes on, it'll get to the point where I'll feel that we're doing everything we can, which is what my plan is. And my hope is that in November I'll be able to come back on as continuing to represent District 36 and Mililani. But thank you again for everything you guys do for us.
Well, thank you and congratulations again. Work hard. We'll get you guys on again before the general. So take advantage of those times. Jimmy.
Thank you.
I'm bringing on Council Member Cooley as well. He's been waiting for a long time. But anyway, any words of wisdom, Jimmy?
No, thank you. As everybody else has said, Mel, I mean, you and Charlie do an excellent service for the community. Every person that has been on your show that I've spoken with thoroughly enjoys it. But I think the people who watch it, I know the people that watch it really, really appreciate the information that they get from the shows, because some of the things you're not going to get from the mainstream media or even social media. So thank you guys for that. Thank you to all the voters in District 15, all the people on Kauai that have supported me for the years that I've been in office. I will continue to work hard every single day, especially in a time like this with the pandemic. We need all hands on deck and all hands that have been exposed to getting things done. So thank you for everything you guys do, Mel and Charlie. Aloha.
Aloha, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Kipukai Kuali'i is frozen. Uh-oh. He get the Anahola Wi-Fi over there. Wally's connecting. Kipukai, you're frozen. Wally?
I'm alive.
Are you there, Kipukai?
I'm here.
Oh, hey, congratulations.
Hear me? Hi.
I'm seeing it's a first printout, but is there gonna be a second printout? I don't even know. I cannot tell by reading that report.
Turn off the video. Yeah, there'll be another printout.
I'm looking at total turnout 20,697. Looks like we're at 45%. Less than
no
half
light.
of the
There's so much noise.
No, you can hear me, Mel.
I can hear you, Wally. I think we're having a little bit of difficulty with Kipukai, but Wally, how are you feeling right now, Wally?
I feel good. I feel good, Mel. Thank you.
Well, congratulations. You're right now. You're in the top 14, my friend. You got to do this one more time. You got to do this one more time.
Definitely. Well, like one of the biggest things, the biggest shout out we got to give is to you and Charlie, Mel. The exposure you gave, the opportunity for all the candidates to come on if they wanted to, and that was a big opportunity for us to get out there with COVID and what's going on in the world. We couldn't gather. We had to get the message out, and you guys provided that for us. So thank you.
You're welcome. And we'll be doing it again. Once we have the final 14, we will be doing it again. And you guys will be having a little more time to share your thoughts and your feelings with the people of Kauai, because I think it's important that the people get to know their candidates. And we're going to do our best to make that happen. So we're just asking the candidates. I know it's your no, not your first time. So you ran in a traditional election, a traditional campaign. What was it like? And Kipuka, I'll be asking you the same question. What was it like without the traditional means of campaigning?
It's you couldn't really gauge. Like, you could see comments on the forums and the videos and on social media, but the in-person meet and greets and talking to people and shaking hands, and it wasn't there. So there wasn't like the in-person, ability to gather numbers that you could say, wow, I have a lot of support. So a lot of it, social media, word of mouth, conversation, definitely different from the first time in the last election.
Kipukai, congratulations, Kipukai. You look like you're doing well.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Can you
How
hear
you
me
feeling
now?
right now? I can hear you good now.
Oh, good. I'm feeling good. I was very hopeful, and it's right where I was hoping. So I feel pretty good.
What was the difference, man? I mean, you campaigned a few times. What's the difference with the COVID type of campaigning? I saw you out sign waving, but a lot of things that traditional campaigning that we usually do couldn't be done this time. So how was the change? What was the adjustment?
Yeah, it was definitely really different. As far as campaigning goes, it's kind of a little bit of an empty feeling when you can't actually go house to house and meet people where they're at, and talk to them one-on-one personally and hear from them. So that was a big difference and a missing element, if you will, and kind of makes it more of an unknown. You don't know what's really going to happen on election night because we haven't really. But luckily, I've had some contact over the years.
Yeah, I hope you guys don't mind. I'm just throwing all of you on because I just want to have like a little. Yeah. How you guys doing? How you doing, Jade? Mason, congratulations, everyone.
Congratulations, Mason. And hi, Wally.
Aloha, you folks.
Nice finish. Jade, how you feeling, Jade?
I don't know, Mel. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. I'm so grateful. I mean, it's the first printout. A lot can happen, but I'm grateful. I'm happy for you, Mason. I'm so happy, Kai. I love you so much, both of you.
Love you too.
Hello, sis. Congrats, Mason.
We just lost Mason. We're competing with the Honolulu Mayor's interview on TV, right? The Mayor's Rick Blangiardi with a huge lead in the first printout. So we'll see how that thing turns out.
Huge lead. Awesome.
Mason, congratulations. How you feeling right now?
Oh, mahalo, Mel, Charlie. Thanks for everything you folks do. And I really want to thank the Kauai voters for coming out and all the candidates, man. We got like the most candidates, right, in the county council races. So that just goes to show you how much people care for our island, yeah? So congratulations, everyone. Kipukai, good to see you. Good showing. Jade, Tito, love you too.
Thank you. I love you too. I love your Kaulua'e shirt. I just took a picture so I can send it to my friend Kumu Aloha Kenneth Victor. Say, look at our Mason Chalk wearing your Kaulua'e.
Gotta represent.
Amen.
What happens now? I know we still have one more printout to go through, but if everything stays the same, You know, you guys all be going one more time for the general. Wally, what's the without revealing your secret strategy? What's the strategy, man? What's the strategy going into November?
Well, you know, physical distancing still gonna be there. So Zoom, phone calls, phone banking, word of mouth, sign waving, probably with a mask on, so we show.
We lost you a little bit. Yeah, I lost the audio on you. Yeah, I think you can probably hear me, but we cannot hear you. I'm not sure why. Let me see. No, I got you unmuted. So let me just jump over to Kipukai real quick. Kipukai, what's your strategy going forward now into November?
Oh, work hard. Just keep working hard and doing everything we can, you know. Get on the radio, get in the newspaper. You know, raising money is tough, but it's important, so we still have to. And just reach out to the voters the best way possible. A little challenging with COVID, but we holomua. We go forward.
Yeah, you know, COVID's going to be around for a while. We talked about this with our Senate legislators and senator was on that, you know, this whole method of communication, of connecting with the public electronically, hopefully is going to force our leaders, representatives, council members to utilize this more often to stay in touch with their constituents. I think it's a fabulous tool, and this is forcing people to learn it and have to use it. So Jade, I know you said you have no words, blah, blah, blah. I hope by now you do. What's your strategy, sister? Gosh.
Well, you know, I mean, I think making that the 14 and getting the privilege and the honor to go through to the general is really, you know, all I hoped for. This is my first time ever in this arena, you know, which is a whole new ball game for me. And I realized that, and I know how to do that because I did it for Mayor Baptiste. I was so honored to be able to campaign for him. I handed out flowers on this whole island, little potted flowers on this whole island. And I walked from door to door. And that was back before, you know, walking for Jade Wayali Ali Batad was popular. So I grumbled and huffed and puffed every step of the way back when I had, 5 bags of rice on me. And now I did it for Mayor Cavallo too. So I know what has to happen and I got to get busy. And I think a lot of people, you know, didn't really know what my platform was or who I am or what I was, you know, what my initiatives were. And I'm going to have to get that out to people if I'm going to ask them to give me their vote, you know. So we got to get busy. Like people did this time, right?
People gotta know.
Way to go, Jay.
I love you. Hi, Dad. Hi to your dad.
Congratulations, Jay. Oh, Dad says hi. Aloha.
Kipukai's dad is a living treasure, you guys. He is a living treasure. And Kipukai, we're so honored to have your dad right by your side tonight to witness this. And I know your mom is smiling down from heaven in your heart. And, you know, I would give anything to have my dad sitting right next to me today. But I know he's shining down on me from heaven. I did this because of him. My dad said before he died, you know, that I dragged my feet, that I asked God what I should do. And then I asked for 25 million signs and then I still wait and I don't act. I'm not, you know, I don't do what I'm supposed to do. Well, this was me jumping off the top of that cliff and I did it. And I'm proud of that because it's out of my comfort zone. So my dad would be proud of me because I did something that is so unlike me.
We're proud of you, Jade.
Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Mason, boy, you're leading the pack right now. First printout, you know, awesome showing, man.
Mahalo.
Yeah. So what's the plan now? I mean, you got, you know, you cannot take it lightly. You got to keep on going.
Oh, yeah.
But what's the strategy, my friend?
No, mahalo. I think it's always just taking it seriously. For me, it's pa'ahana. You know, let's work as hard as we can. We gotta work as hard as we can. We want to be the example. And I think the rest of it is really putting in Keakua's hands. We gotta trust in Keakua, and what happens happens, and it's for a reason. So we all, as long as we do the best we can, every single one of us are proud of all the cats themselves out there, because that's what it's about.
That's Mason.
I think so
We
too.
can see all of you. I don't know if you guys know this, but we can see all of you. So all those facial remarks and funny faces you guys are making, everybody can see all of you. So not sure if you know that.
I think
Wale,
basically Hawaii has spoken. You've done a good job. You've done a great job in the seat that you've earned, and Kauai is speaking loudly to you. And you know, I just pray that I get the blessed opportunity to sit next to you and learn and be a part of it. And Kipukai and you know, and everyone else. I just pray that I get that chance. And I thank Keakua too so much.
Wally, do we got you back, Wally? We couldn't hear you a little while ago. Can we hear you now? Yeah, I'm not sure why. Once you put on your earphones, we couldn't hear you.
Your volume.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Joe,
Throw it. So anyway, we still got one more printout to go. A lot of things can change. I don't know what time. Does anyone know what time they expect that printout to be?
10 o'clock.
What?
10 o'clock, they said.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have to
Because
take
I don't know, you might be all nighter, Mel.
Oh, no, we're going to take a long commercial break. We're going to take a long commercial break. Right? Well, we put it out there. I know, appreciate you guys coming on and sharing. We will be on after that final printout. I don't think we'll stay on if it's at 10 o'clock. No, we're going to heli on, but I definitely will be back on after the final printout. I would hope you guys can come back and share a little bit more before we call it a night. And I want to let you guys go and go enjoy your families while we wait for that last printout. But congratulations to all of you. Thank you all for stepping up and
Hello,
choosing
Mel.
to run for office. Not an easy thing to do, but you know, I wish we could have all of you on the council. I wish we could have all 21 of you on the council.
Mahalo.
But, you guys have fun. Take care. We'll see you guys a little
Love
bit
you.
later
Thank
tonight.
you so much. Thank you.
Aloha.
And hey, before you guys go, we will be bringing you guys back for in an informational forum. So please be prepared to show the world what you guys got. Okay.
Thank you.
We'll do everything we can
Thank
to get
you.
the word out.
Thank you for all you do, and Charlie too. Thank you so much.
Aloha.
You're welcome. You are welcome. We'll talk to you guys later.
Bye. Bye, Mace.
Aloha.
Bye, Wally.
Bye.
Wally.
Right. Now I just gotta go find Charlie. Hey, Charlie.
Hey, brother. Kind of interesting, boy.
The mayor's race on Oahu. Wow.
Yeah.
You know,
It's-
we failed to show, and I really feel bad about this. We failed to show Kai Kahele.
Yeah, nah, 93. I think it was, no,
93
seven,
93,000.
77%.
Yeah. Oh, did another printout come out?
No, that's the one.
I have him at 66%, 93,433.
He's at right now, Kai Kahele. Yeah, was 67, but I think they said came out to 77%. What I saw on the screen. So let me try to refresh this.
They may have had another printout, but that is 66% of the vote. That's significant.
66.
Wow.
One of the screens showed him at 77%, but I don't know.
Yeah, this is the.
Yeah,
So what do you think, bro? What do you think, man? You surprised in any of the races?
right now, I tell you, it's I pretty much called it when I saw the first printout for the council race. I kind of figured it would be that way, just based on the pairing. I'm a little surprised, to be honest with you. I am, that's it's going to be a tough race for the seven. Um, Mason and Evelyn, Luke is at the top of the heap. But I'm just happy for all of them because the cutoff point, from what I see right now, is Mike Danduran. That's the cutoff point.
Right
And
now, after the first printout,
yeah,
we're showing what are we showing? 45.9%.
yep,
So
45.9.
that's less than half of the ballot. So we still this. I mean, I've seen it where and I know this for a fact. I mean, I've seen people jump from the lower batch up. So it's just going to be it's difficult to say. We just got to wait and see.
Well, the thing about it is, it's not by precinct like how it was. When you collect the ballots,
Yeah, yeah.
it's not done by that. So as far as we know, I mean, I'm thinking this is pretty close to it because the mail-in ballots are all, it's pretty much counted. I think the only one that's left is anybody who did not make the mail-in cutoff that went in person to drop off their ballot. That's the only thing we're waiting for, and I don't think it was that much from what I understand, because Honolulu, I think they only had something like 400 something ballots turned in.
Well, this right here is showing us that we had 45,000. So the turnout was only 45%. So I don't know.
Try
Wally
go up
was
to the
saying
mail.
that.
Try go up to the mail ballot. Just go a little bit up. So the mail turnout was 20,000. In-person turnout.
Yeah.
See,
So
they don't have the in-person right now. I mean,
yeah, that's going to be a very small amount. I'm just trying to
yeah,
figure out how many ballots were actually counted. If I read this right, the total turnout, which is all mail, right? The mail turnout. In other words, they received 20,697 ballots.
right.
That's what
So
they
that
received in the mail, but only 45.9% have been
no, you know
counted.
why? Because blank votes was 42,616. That's the reason why. You see right there, blank votes.
Yeah, but that is just for the council race. This one here, this is for the registration and the turnout. So out of 45,000 people, only 20,000 turned out to vote. That would be that would be the 45.9%. What we don't know, normally what it shows, it tells you the percentage of votes tallied, but this one doesn't have that. So I don't know.
Well, I'm banking that what we see now is pretty much. I mean, the only thing that could change, if you hold it right there, Trey, hold it right at the council race. You bring it down a little. Okay. The only thing that might change because it's very close, is between, it's like about 121 votes is between Mike Dandaran and Victoria Franks. You see the cutoff
Yeah.
between 14 and 15. That's the only thing that might change. I don't, I cannot foresee beyond Victoria making a big difference. I mean, I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's so close down
Yeah,
that it's
down
so
the
close.
bottom.
Look at between Taniguchi and Franks, you're only looking at what 17 votes.
121. No,
17 votes.
100. Tony, oh
No,
yeah, yeah,
between
17, yeah, 17 votes. Yeah.
17 votes. That's insane. Wow,
But
unbelievable.
even that 17 added to the 120, 121 can replace Duran if that's what it is.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it,
unbelievable. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm gonna try and refresh this and see. I get that this might be it. I'm gonna try and text the clerk and see if we can expect any more
Yep.
ballots. But Wally just said he heard it was the final printout was gonna be at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I just got Hawaii News now taking a break till 9 p.m. for the 10 p.m. results.
Oh, so there is a 10
Yep.
p.m.
Yep.
Well, I think we should do the same, Charles.
Well, yep. Well, folks, what you saw tonight is pretty much a pilot run of what is to be expected in the general election. And if everything holds true, the pattern of what has taken place tonight will be, again, what will take place on the general. Now, the good thing about it is we don't have this long awaited uh, ballot counting, right? Because the ballot counting started at 7 p.m. tonight, if I'm not mistaken. Correct?
Well, this thing shows the report was printed at 6:30, so they must have started counting at 6.
6. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
that's incredible.
that's pretty darn good. Pretty darn good.
I like this system.
Yeah. Number
So
one,
yeah,
you get
let's
more numbers. You have more numbers, and um, I think overall, I mean, in the past, Mel, when you ran, what kind of numbers were you looking at during your voting?
Oh, I mean, we typically would have 3 or 4 printouts in a night, and the first printout was about 24% of the votes cast. The first printout was really the absentee ballots, the absentee mail out ballots. So the ones they sent out early, it was a very small number, and so the changes in the old style, there were
Yeah.
changes several times a night. It doesn't look like that's going to happen tonight. It actually looks like tonight you will have 2 printouts, and depending on how many remaining, that'll dictate how much changes we'll see. And some of the other elections on the other islands, like the mayor's race on Oahu, that that's 13,000 or 12,300 votes. But the real race is between Amamiya and Hanabusa, right? Because the top 2 will move on to the general. So right now we're seeing Blangiardi and Amamiya. Hanabusa
Well,
is about
let me, let me
5,100 votes.
let me ask you. In the past, what were the numbers look like for total registered registration for voting? What was Hawaii looking at in the past?
Primary in a non-mayoral race, it's a very small number.
So does this 45,000 registered to vote, is that a marked difference? I mean, is it higher
No,
than?
I think the registrations have stayed relatively the same. It seems like a little higher, but it's the turnout that was up this time. More people turn out because they could mail, right,
Yeah.
rather than have to go in and vote.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's something that I'm going to have to go pull the numbers for the last several elections and look at the changes. I think the legislature will be looking at this format. That was the reason. This was really, remember, as you said in the beginning, Charlie, this was supposed to be a pilot program or project for Kauai. And when it got to the legislature, they realized that if we're going to do a pilot, let's do it statewide. And we ended up with it statewide. So I actually kind of like this. I know that there's going to be protests. I know, or yeah, contested cases. I think there's going to have a lot of complaints. People are going to come forward. Guaranteed tomorrow, you're going to hear a lot of people say that they didn't get their vote. They don't think their vote got counted. And that's one of the downsides of having a all mail election. But we'll wait and see.
Yeah.
We'll wait and see. The Honolulu mayor's race, man, Mufi didn't do too well. I thought Mufi would do a little better than that.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot of mudslinging going on in the last 2 weeks. I mean, I don't know if you've been keeping up with it. I mean, from all sides, there's that thing brought up about the past with Blangiardi, and there was that Mufi was basically creamed with the rail. And then recently, Amamiya was his association with his cousin, who's got basically a person of interest letter with that investigation of the Honolulu City and County. And then I forgot what Colleen was, but it was just coming from all different angles. And I guess what it showed is whoever could weather the storm would pretty much be up there. And it looks like Blangiardi weathered the storm.
I the ads, Blangiardi's ads, I thought were more appealing. It's my objective opinion.
Yeah.
It was much more subdued. It was calm. It was his ads were really people providing testimonies about him, versus Amamiya's was Amamiya talking about him. And Hanabusa, Hanabusa is experienced, well experienced. Kimberly Pines is in the council right now. Mufi, obviously, former mayor. What this tells me is that people want change. This tells me that people want people that are not connected politically. And one might argue that Blangiardi has a lot of political contacts, but his experience doesn't come from the political arena. And that's what I get out of this results right here. That's what I get.
Well, let's turn it back over to the main screen. Let's go. Let's take us back. I would like to see. I saw some comments, and then tonight was real good comments coming through. But you heard Ron. I'm going to speak personally to the viewers. This is my take on it because I've been with you for a while, Mel. We've been through a lot of things together. Been with you on your campaigns, so it's no hidden secret. But I know you have the utmost respect for Ron. That I know, and I think that's why some people who sort of brought up the question, why didn't you run against him? I'm just saying personally, I just think because of your respect that you have for him, it's a testament, or he did run unopposed, but it's just a testament that he's well liked. He's the Senate president. I know the last time he had someone ran against him, the question was, if that person was to beat him, will they garner the position of Senate president? Right now, Kauai is in such a good place, having the Senate president be from Kauai. It puts Kauai really, really good, really good. And so, I think that's, if you're looking at running against somebody, you run for all the right reasons. If it causes Hawaii to lose a position in the Senate, then I guess being selfish, you would kind of say, you wouldn't want that. But nevertheless, I know how you feel about Ron, and I know you two are good friends. So I'll just leave it at that for now.
A lot of people ask me why I haven't run, why I didn't run for council. I saw people say, "Mel, how come I didn't see your name on a ballot?" For me, I care so much about this island. I care so much about this place. If I felt at that time, I'm not gonna lie. I had thoughts about running for Senate. I had thoughts about running for House. I had a lot of options, but for me, the decision came down to what is best for Kauai, what is best for our people here on Kauai. I could have ran for council, but with everything that is going on, I thought it was probably the right time to, and not saying that I would have been elected, that I was a guaranteed shoe-in to the county council, but if I did run, it makes it harder for another new candidate to get in, and I think it's good. I think new blood in the county council in this stage is good. I also know that we can do a lot of good with this show, and I would not be able to have continued on this show as a candidate for office. So there's a lot of things as far as running for a Kochi seat. Ron is a Senate president, and you're right. If I felt that I could bring more to the island by running against Kochi, I would. He's a friend. They're all my friends. I run against friends every single election. It's not about friends. It's about if you think you can do a better job for the seat that you're running for the people of Kauai. And at this point in time, with the crisis and everything going on in Hawaii right now, I think I think Ron is doing a good job. I think Ron is doing his job as a Senate president, and there was no benefit for the county of Kauai for me to run against Ron Kochi for Senate. It just wouldn't make any sense. You see, yeah, I'm not interested in status. I don't need a title. I don't need to be a senator or a House or representative or a council member. You know, my wife and I, we enjoy this life now. We really do, and I get to spend time on the show with Charlie and make some effective change. Not everybody's happy with this show. I know we got some
or
some
or
people
or
out
or
there that,
or we make some people mad
yeah,
and enjoy
you
that
know,
too.
you know, is politics? Am I done with politics? I don't know. You know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I'm so excited for these new candidates that are now moving on to the general election. I can see it in their eyes. They want to help, and you know what? It's time to do that. It's time to allow these new guys to bring on some ideas and do what they feel is best for this community. I love this island. No one can ever dispute that fact. I've done, you know, I was thinking about it the other day, Charlie. Just, I don't know why, but I was in the police department from 19 years old. I'm 55. I'm gonna be 56, and I've been from 19 to now. I've been in this either a cop, an investigator, a politician. You know, I just, huh? Oh, see, and from 17 I went in the military. So from 17, man, I didn't even really have a stinking childhood, Charlie. That's why I never grow up. I'm growing up now. But you know, I mean, the bottom line is this: we all got to do what's best for our families and a place that we live.
Yep.
And I love what I do. I think I could do a damn good job as a senator. I think I could do a damn good job as a council member. I think I could, but I get flattered when people tell me that, and I appreciate all of those comments. And I hope the next time I run, you guys all vote for me.
Yeah, we hit it hard the last time. That you know, it is what it is. Um, I've been asked, you know, Charlie, you want to run for office? I said, you guys all know my temper. At least I admit it. It's, you know, I've been known to reach across the table a few times, but you know, the people don't need that. They need somebody who can be level-headed. And am I level-headed? I think I'm level-headed, but not what it takes to be elected official. And I can recognize that. You know, I love it just where I'm at right now. You know, the thing that I do miss, but I said aloha to it. You know, as you know, I love playing music. I love performing. But it's just this go around. I told the wife, I said, you know, honey, I really like sell on my sound equipment. And she goes, what? I said, you know, it's just you get to a point where I it was fun while it lasted. Put it that way. It was fun while it lasted. But I just love being a husband. I just love being at home with my wife. You know, we're there. You know, we're not young anymore. Our children are all grown up. They have children of their own. So I got my grandkids to think about. And it's just you know, moving to Kauai has been really a big game changer for me, and I love it here. You know, I love it here.
Well, we get Billy DeCosta in the waiting room. So I'm gonna bring him in, Charlie, and we'll close out the show with Billy, and then we'll come back. How about we come
You
back
know,
at 9?
getting some kind of reception. You're going in and out. Now. You're going in and out.
I'm almost afraid to push this button, but here we go.
Billy D Costa iPhone. What is that? Oh, I mean iPhone. Okay, iPhone. It didn't connect. I think he pressed out the button.
No, I'm not sure. It says he's connecting to audio.
Yeah. Okay, he's connected.
I'm connected.
Yeah, Billy, you joined us with video or no video, Billy? Because we cannot see you.
Okay, hang on, Uncle Charlie.
Okay, thank you.
Let me see if I
Thank
can.
you. Go.
Can you see
You
me?
go. Yeah. Good now.
Can you
Yep.
see me now?
Yep. Okay, right there. Perfect.
Perfect, Uncle Charlie.
Yeah. How you doing there, Billy? How you feeling?
I'm doing good. I want to tell you thank you for you and Auntie Stephanie for sending me a blessing message earlier today. I appreciate that, Uncle Charlie and Auntie Stephanie. You guys always have done that in the past, but this year means a lot to me because it seems like I have a fighting chance this year. How's that?
Yep. You do. You do, Billy. And how do you think, being part of a mail-in ballot, how do you think it went? You feel good about it?
I think this had helped me personally. Name recognition. I noticed, let's put it out there. Bernard Cavallo, our ex-mayor, a great political figure in the community, has made an impact on this mail-in ballot. So bless Bernard for placing so high, but it goes to show you that it's all about the mail-in ballot,
There you go.
Yeah, it's all about name recognition, and I'm gonna work really hard with my campaign manager, Tamara Martin. She's a Wilcox teacher and Kilauea native, and she has a lot of the North Shore support. West Side has always gotten my back. I really truly believe that I am the voice for the West Side, and I think together with the North and the West, and maybe if I can dabble a little bit in the East and the Central, I think I have a chance to represent Kauai Nihau during this next 2-year term come the beginning of the year, Uncle Charlie.
Yeah. No?
So Billy, congratulations. We still get another printout left. Typically, we don't see much changes in the printouts, but we'll see what happens with this mail-in system.
Yep.
I'm assuming you're feeling really good with where you're at. You've campaigned pre-COVID, so you know how it's like. You know the traditional way of campaigning. What was the biggest change for you in this COVID campaigning period with the social distancing and all of the restrictions?
Mel, to be honest with you, I did not plan on running this year. I think I told you this once by the Ikeda barbershop. You and I had a conversation, and you told me that, your political career was on hold, and maybe one day you would run for mayor, but right now you wouldn't get back in a council race. And I told you that I was done running for council. I lost 3 times and I wasn't going to do it again. But you asked me if there was any opportunity that I would do it again. Why would I do it? And I told you that if I can promise our keiki that we can provide them a better future on Kauai, I would do it. And when this whole COVID thing happened, Mel and Uncle Charlie, I really believe our politicians before this COVID incident did not have a clue on where we would be today. I don't think anybody had a clue. But I know one thing, Mel. I have a ranch that I lease from Grow Farm. I have about 80 head of cattle. And during the pandemic, I donated hamburger, steaks, meat to our National Guard, to our firefighters, to our homeless, to our local people from Princeville all the way to Kikaha. And I did it from my heart, Mel. And it wasn't to run for politics. It was to help our community. And when the election came up in April, my oldest son said, "Hey, Dad, you are a good man. I think you deserve one more chance at politics." And I said, "Nah, son, I'm done." And jokingly, Mel, I'm going to laugh right now, but jokingly, he said, "Hey, Dad, Arthur Brune cannot run this time. You might have a Portuguese chance." And I kind of chuckled and laughed. But I think, Mel, my heart is in the right place for Kauai. And, you know, I supported you when you ran for mayor, Mel. My wife supported Bernard, and because she works with Bernard's wife. And I knew you were a long shot, but I believed in you, Mel. And I think the people of Kauai believe in Billy DeCosta. And I think it's time to I don't know, to give me an opportunity to represent Kauai Nihao and think out of the box and make stuff happen, because our kids' future is at stake. And no more false promises, Mel and Uncle Charlie. It's time to deliver. I really believe it's time to deliver.
Well, you will have another shot in November to convince the people to keep you in that top 7. And again, it's not going to change before November, man. The method of campaigning is not going to change. We're still going to be in this restricted times, and the key
You know,
to get the word out to
social media helped me a lot, Mel. You know, I went on live a lot. You know, when you and Uncle Charlie was doing your live shows, I was doing a lot of live shows myself, and I showed the people of Kauai some support, and I was there for them, whether it was a chuckle or joke or some comical presentation, or just some donation, or just some words of encouragement. I've seen a few candidates that was visible, and I seen a lot of candidates just kind of crawl underneath the stone and hide, and kind of claim that Derek took the lead with the hammer and did not let them voice their opinion. You know, and I have my opinions about that if you would like to ask me, but I think in a time like this, we need leadership, and we need a leader to step up and take control. And I was okay with that. My wife and I support Derek, and I think he did a great job. And I'm excited to see Kauai and where we at in this pandemic, because the rest of the world, especially the United States, Mel and Uncle Charlie, is struggling right now. You know, people are saying that there's a lot of government officials that are taking our freedom and having us wear masks and restricting our way of life. But I asked that one or two or multiple individuals, if your kapuna or your children get sick, or you yourself get sick and suffer some really, how can I say it, suffer some COVID medical issues, how much of that would you take back by saying your government is restricting your abilities to live a freedom of choice life? Because we're in a really bad spot right now, Mel and Uncle Charlie. And God bless you, Uncle Charlie, and Auntie Stephanie. You lost your brother. And a lot of people, you know, they don't really realize till it hits home. And this is a pandemic, Mel, and it's really bad. We got to stick together and come out of it on top. How's that?
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm gonna say with all, and thanks again for those words. You know, my brother is the one that helped me lead the charge, and I do it for personal reasons. If what I do helps others, then that's perfect. But I do want to say, you know, want to take this opportunity to have you be the last person we bring on tonight. And Billy, you know, again, uh, congratulations, because everything looks like it's going to hold. Because, you know, the 14 goes on to the general, right? It's going to look like it's going to hold. I mean, something really out of the norm happened. I mean, well, monkeys fall out of trees, planes fall out of skies, as they say. But other than that, it's you'll be moving over to the general. So I wanna thank you for, you know, running and helping the kids, especially when you work with kids. But thank you very, very much. Okay.
No, Uncle Charlie, and I wanted to personally thank you and Auntie Stephanie. You guys supported me, Uncle Charlie. You've actually helped me grow as a young individual. You know what I'm talking about. I respect you highly, and I think I'm glad, Uncle Charlie, that I've never won an election up until now, and I haven't won yet. It's gonna take the general, but I've grown as a person. I've matured. I'm a much more qualified candidate for the Kauai and Niau people to vote me in. I feel so blessed that my grandpa and dad gave me the ability to listen to my elders, take advice from them and grow. And Mel, you and I are the same age, Mel, and I don't consider you my mentor, but I consider you just like Uncle Charlie. You've helped me in situations where we talk and we discuss and we grow. So I want to thank both of you for helping me become the person I am today. How's that?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, man. Thank you very much. Go enjoy the rest of the evening with your family and wait
Just
for
me
that
and the
second.
wife. Yeah, we're quarantined. We didn't make a party. My wife is waiting to play Monopoly tonight. She likes to take Park Place. I like to get out of jail free. But we're gonna play a little bit of Monopoly and then we're gonna enjoy the numbers. How's that?
Sounds like a plan, man.
Bless
Take
you,
care.
Uncle Charlie.
God bless, man. You guys stay safe up there at the ranch.
Stay safe, Mel. Stay safe, Uncle Charlie. Bless you guys. Take care.
All right. All right.
So we come back. Let's say we come back at 9:30.
Yep, 9:30 will be fine. Take a break. Go eat.
Yep.
My wife made some. Damn, I don't know what you call this. Like sushi, but what is it called? But she bakes them. Get the fish, kamaboku, get all the thing. Then you scoop them out of the pan, and then you grab the nori, the sushi, and you wrap them and you eat them. Oh, so I'm gonna mop a few of those.
That kind of sushi is good when you don't know how to roll the damn thing.
Yes.
And
All over.
Yeah.
You know, and then you eat them right off the shirt like that. It's like the best.
Or
And,
you fall asleep and the sheet stuck to your chest. My brother.
9:30, Charlie.
Yep, 9:30.
Come back and wrap this baby up. I tell you what, man, I'm gonna try to see if we can get a couple of maybe Kai or somebody to join us after the second printout. We'll see what we can do, man.
Okay. Yeah.
Pan sushi. Pan sushi. That's what it's called. Thank you, Raylene and Chelsea. All right, everybody.
We'll see you at 9:30.
9:30, man. Take care. Aloha.